Hey everyone, this is Nate. Where the fuck have you been, Nate? It's been the holidays, guys. It's been the holidays. That and I've been getting real lazy. So first off, I'm sorry everyone, I haven't put out an animation in a while. I actually had a video I was getting ready to do, but I just wasn't liking how it was going, so I scrapped it. Sorry to Technique Flozar and Last Dunedain who did voice work for me. I don't know, I may put it out. It's mainly me bitching about Daniel Way, but you guys are used to me bitching about Daniel Way, so. Alright, so first off, looks like stuff with the Deadpool movie is picking up, so what I'm going to start doing is actually picking up a little bit of the vlogs. I know you guys love the animations so much, but if you love the animations, go to the Making Star Wars Funny channel, because we should have something coming out there in what I'm planning for is 2 weeks.
And it will rock your faces off!
Oh my god, is that a guest?
I believe it is.
It is a guest. Okay, so as you guys probably saw from the title, this is our follow-up to the writers' vlogs, because the writers for the Deadpool movie have been announced. And it is Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese are going to be doing it. They were the guys who wrote Zombieland. Nice. Alright, so Mike, first thoughts on them mentioning who's going to be for the Zombieland writers doing this?
I think it's an absolutely fantastic idea. When I heard them proposed, I was like, yeah, I could see that. Now that they've been confirmed, it's just like, I really did enjoy Zombieland a lot. It was a different pace for a zombie movie.
I'm gonna piss people off and actually say it's my favorite zombie movie of all time. Mainly because I'm not a big zombie movie guy, but I love comedies, and I thought this was great.
I mean, this movie proves that they could do it, because this movie it had, like, darkness to it, it had comedy to it, and it broke the fourth wall, like, every other scene.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
So, like, it just makes so much sense. I don't see how anyone can be opposed to this, but there are some flame wars going.
Yeah, some going, oh, it's not going to be dark enough. It's not going to be serious enough. I'm like, it's fucking, you guys know me. My thing is I want the Deadpool movie to be a straight comedy. Of all the comic book movies, this one should literally be like, oh, it's a comic book comedy that's rated R. Now, I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I'm like, no, get the comedy down. Yeah, I guess we could go on the darker stuff just to deepen up the character, but I'm like, no, I really just want to see it funny more than anything. I know I alienate people with that.
I actually, for the first movie, I'm not gonna disagree too much. Like, I'd love to see a little bit of darkness in there, but if they try to put too much in the movie, it'll be a clusterfuck and it'll be Borigins again.
I concur.
Yeah. Like, I would be totally for maybe putting some more of the darkness in the later movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want this to be a franchise. I want to see this go for a while.
Yes.
But I mean, I'd love to see them because there was a little bit of darkness to Zombieland too. If they kept that amount in, like, there was some depth and there was some darkness in there, but it was still very lighthearted and very funny, and that's why I think they're a great pick. Yeah,
I thought it was a perfect mix. Spoiler alert for those of you guys who haven't seen Zombieland, kick yourself in the nuts. I laughed my ass off. I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, that part where it turned out that it was Woody Harrelson's son, man, I had a little boy, I almost wanted to tear up there. I was like, oh, like I would imagine I'd be doing the same thing at Zombies 8 Toddler Pool. I'd be like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking too. Like, for those who don't know, again, kick yourself in the nuts. But there's a part where the main character, Columbus, thinks that this other character, being played by Woody Harrelson, is upset that the zombies killed his dog, but then you find out later it's actually his son. And that's why he's so sentimental about all these things. And it was just, it was a powerful moment, because you don't see it coming, and then, like, after you see it, you're like, oh, yes, of course.
Oh, yeah, it completely snuck up on me. I was like, oh. Yeah, so I'm pumped for these guys doing it. I don't know. Looking through their IMDb, I'm a little bit nervous. I guess they co-created, I guess, Paul Wernick. And I feel sorry for Rhett Reese because he doesn't have a Wikipedia page, but Paul Wernick does. But I guess Paul Wernick was the executive producer for the Joe Schmo show on Spike TV. I don't know. I never saw it. And I guess they both had...
I know what that is.
Yeah. And they were also the creators, writers for the series Invasion Iowa, which somehow has Captain Kirk in it. I don't know. I remember seeing the preview for it and it looked really funny. But other than Zombieland and writing a bunch of shows, that's primarily what they've done. Rhett Reese has actually done a little bit more writing. He was a writer for Cruel Intentions 3.
I didn't even know there was a Cruel Intentions 3.
I didn't know there was a Cruel Intentions 2.
Oh, yes, there was.
Yeah, and so he also had some additional notes for Monsters, Inc. and Dinosaurs, but he also wrote the Clifford's Big Red, or Real Big Movie. I didn't know they made a movie out of that either.
I didn't either. I've never heard of this movie.
Yeah, I watch, Toddler Pool likes watching the show every once in a while in the morning as I try to stay awake.
But, I mean, I mean, if you think about it, Clifford is just a metaphor for what Deadpool's going for. If you really think about it, I mean, he's an outcast within his own breed, and every now and then he goes on a homicidal rampage and kills half the city, you know?
That'd be great if Clifford did that.
I was just like, I was flipping through their IMDb page, and I see that they also produce a lot.
Yeah.
Which makes me feel a little better, because like that means that they might be able to get within the producer's lingo.
Yeah.
And, you know, try and keep them to back away from what they're... hopefully Fox won't be able to get in the way of what they can do, as Zombieland has proven, and try and make them put in some bullshit or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Fox is good at layering on the bullshit. So.
Yes, they are. Yeah, still, man, I'm hoping Ryan Reynolds gets some sort of producer nods for this, help to keep these guys tracked. It actually flows into my next thing that I wanted to talk to you about. Because I remember as we were going through the list of writers last time, there was lots of people mentioned were like, yeah, I guess they would be good as long as they have one of the actual Deadpool comic writers working with them. Now, of course, they haven't mentioned if anyone else is doing it, except for Rob Liefeld has mentioned on his Twitter page that he does know who the villains are going to be for the movies, for the first Deadpool movie, but he's not mentioned it yet. Yeah, I'm also with you too on a franchise, especially because, you know, if they don't get you and me a cameo in the first movie, hopefully they can get us a cameo in the second one.
Of course, yeah, that's totally going to happen.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, guys. It would be awesome. The Deadpool fans would love you, even the ones who have no idea who we are. Yeah, I'm not above just blatantly whoring myself out to ask for something like that.
Yeah. I remember seeing a comment, someone where it was like, the Deadpool cast, Deadpool being played by Ryan Reynolds, Weasel played by Nate, Bob played by Mike, and then I think there was another one. But I was just like, the sheer ludicrousness of actually playing a main character.
Don't smash my dreams.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against it, but...
Okay, so, you know, they haven't mentioned whether or not these guys have anyone working with them. Supposedly they've pinned the story for the Venom spin-off movie. So that makes me think, well, maybe they are comic book fans, and, you know, obviously some sort of sci-fi fan if they've been doing some work with William Shatner and such. How are we feeling on him, though? At least so far, no mention of any writers. Are we just hoping that they're going through and pouring through all 200-300, you know, Deadpool comics that's ever gone out, or we think they're going to pull the same thing the Wolverine Origins writers did and only like picked up a couple Daniel Way stories? Punch in the face.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. That was probably pre-Daniel Way, but
yeah.
Chance for me to poke shot. Go ahead.
This is the first movie, so it's going to have to deal more with his beginnings and whatnot. I really don't think that they're going to go for like the wasteland, like not necessarily doing an origin movie, but still going from that tone probably wouldn't be a good jump-in point, you know?
Yeah. Again, basically, do you have any fears that they may not understand the character, since we don't really know much about them? They don't quite, you know, just we kept on mentioning it. Since we talked about it, I figured we'd recover it. We kept mentioning that we want some sort of writer, one of the original writers involved with it. Do you have any trepidation or are you just like, no, these guys have it?
I think they can do it. Also, a part of me just like the comic book writer thing isn't going to happen. So, like, I'm not going to dwell on it, because if they haven't announced that it's going to happen yet, it's not going to happen. And I'd rather Rob Liefeld stay as far away from this as possible.
Any fear about them not understanding the character?
Maybe a little, but I think if they don't, it won't be enough to ruin the movie. Because I mean, they already have the tone of the character down. Mm-hmm. So,
and I think that's the important part. I saw someone mention, I think on the Deadpool Bugle, that they'd be fine with them not getting like the exact Deadpool stories down, as long as they get the essence of the character down.
Yeah,
perfect.
That's always what I've been about for the movies, because some people are like, oh, the movie isn't exactly like. The movie isn't supposed to be exactly like the comic. I don't want to go see a movie of something that I've already read.
Yeah, Sins of the Past would suck.
Yeah. I enjoyed Sin City. Sin City took a few liberties, and Watchmen's different. You can't do Watchmen wrong. Like, you can't do Watchmen different than even though they did slightly change the alien thing, which worked much better than that. But for the most part, for movies to work, you need to adapt. You need to amalgamate a few things so that you can see multiple things going on at once. Like, when you see villains get amalgamated, like Iron Man 2. Whiplash isn't an Iron Man villain. They amalgamated Crimson Dynamo and I can't remember who the other one is. But that movie looks freaking awesome, and that's a cool new character that that lots of fans are going to like because it's like few fan bases can get in together for this one character. And that's when it's done right. Now, when you do things like Origins that you cram way too much into it, that's when it's wrong. I'm annoyed with people who are set on just it having to be exactly like comics, because that's like $10 that I'm paying for absolutely no surprises.
All right, so I guess that's going to go ahead and wrap up our recap. If you guys please make sure to leave a comment down here in the descriptions. Do a video response to what do you guys think about the Zombieland writers writing Deadpool. Make sure to subscribe to M. Galusic's channel. There'll be a link in the sidebar. And make sure to go subscribe to our channel, because it's us and a few other people doing it at Making Star Wars. Fun.
I almost said .com, but that's not correct.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, yeah, leave comments, guys. Talk to you later.
Subscribe!